Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing Underwater, which is the second crappy January horror movie. Actually, I'll take that back. It is a horror movie in January, which at first thought you would think, okay, we're going to get a crappy horror movie, but I would actually say I actually really enjoyed this movie quite a bit, considering what it is. It's an Alien ripoff movie. It's very similar to Alien and Aliens, and very similar to Life that came out in 2018, I believe, or 2017. That one was also an Alien ripoff, and it just kind of had those, it just had all those tropes that horror movies have. It has that cast of characters. Like, you have Kristen Stewart, who is our main Ripley character. You have this couple. You have TJ Miller, which is the funny guy. And then you have a couple other characters. You have a captain and you have another guy. And it's just, it's your classic crew of characters in an Alien movie. But this time, guess what? You won't believe this, guys. This one's underwater. That's the twist. That's the whole concept of this movie. And I would say that this movie has a pretty decent concept. Essentially what it is there's a drill at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, and it's this giant facility where these people are working down there, and they're working in this entire facility, and things go wrong. Something happens, and these creatures start attacking this facility. And it's a pretty decent premise with the style of Alien and with that type of crew. It could work pretty well, and that's exactly what this movie does. And I would say what I enjoyed most about this movie is the fact that you have these 6 characters that are just kind of there, and they just, they have some sort of relationship. Whenever Kristen Stewart runs into another person, they're like, oh my gosh, you're okay, you're still alive. And it seems like, okay, these people know each other at this point. They've been down there. She says she's been down underneath the ocean for so long that she kind of has lost track of days. You've gotten used to the darkness. Another thing I really appreciated about this movie is when you start it just kind of starts with, you have this opening montage exposition of all these newspaper and articles online, and kind of explaining what this underwater facility is, but that was about it. Besides that, you just are dropped into this world, and you're like, okay, we're in this underground or underwater mining facility or drilling facility, and that's all you're given. In Alien, when you turn that movie on, it just starts off, you're on this ship, these characters wake up, and you're just on the mission, on the adventure, and that's all they give you, and that's all you really need for a movie like this, because what's going to happen. Aliens are going to show up, or these sea creatures are going to show up, and they're going to start killing people one off at a time, and you're going to somewhat attach yourself to Kristen Stewart and these somewhat characters. They're more caricatures. They just have one character trait each. They have the bare minimum of care given to these characters, but that's really all you need. This really is a turn your brain off and enjoy the wackiness that this movie is, because this movie is actually a lot more insane. It goes a lot greater scale than I thought it would be, considering what the trailers look like and what this premise was. This movie had probably not the largest budget in the world, but it feels like it had a big budget, which, I was seeing it opening night in the theater, and there was like maybe 10, 15 people in there, so this movie's probably going to bomb. But it looks like, from what they gave this movie, it looks like they actually did a good job putting together all the money that they possibly had into this 90 minutes fun horror movie that turned out pretty decent. Now, that's about all I can praise about this movie. Yes, it has a good premise, and yes, it has some good special effects for what it is, and it's, the borderline best you can possibly do with the care that they gave for this movie, but the story is essentially a ripoff of Alien, so everything in this movie you've seen before, and you've seen it done better. And so that's one thing about this movie that you can't really get behind, because these characters are very, very, very just baseline. There's nothing to them. Kristen Stewart's good in the movie, she gives a decent performance, but her character has nothing to her at all. And same thing with TJ Miller. TJ Miller's in this movie after his, rest in peace, TJ Miller's career, and he was funny. He had some funny moments in this movie, but he's just the funny guy. That's all he's given, and he's just TJ Miller. If you like TJ Miller's humor and you like his comedy and you like all the characters that he plays, because he usually plays the same character in every movie he does, that's exactly what you get in here. There's no care to make him any more interesting than just that. And same thing with this couple that's in the movie, and their relationship is kind of just spoken in one story that they give, or one or two stories, and that's about it. But you're supposed to care about them because they care about each other so much, and you really don't care about these people at all, and that kind of makes this movie kind of boring in a way. Like, a lot of intense things is happening. This movie actually does tension quite well. But if you don't care about the characters, this is not going to be great. This movie will never be great because the characters are so dull. And honestly, I think that's all I have to say about this movie. It's very short. It's 90 minutes. It's easy to get through. It honestly is a movie that if you see streaming sometime, or if you have cable still, if you somehow still have cable and the movie is on for whatever reason, I do that with Life too. If Life is on TV, I would turn it on and I enjoy it. Same thing with this movie. I would turn it on and I would enjoy it for what it is, as an Alien ripoff. Turn your brain off. Just kind of disposable horror movie from January that's actually very watchable. Unlike The Grudge was borderline unwatchable, and that movie was extremely boring. This movie, at least stuff happens, and it's entertaining enough. And these sea creatures, I'll actually praise these sea creatures. It goes in a lot of a different direction than I thought they would, especially towards the end. If you guys saw the movie, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And that was kind of cool. So, yeah, that's my review for Underwater. Subscribe to the channel to see more reviews just like this one. I'm on a quest to watch 100 new movies, or 100 new releases this year. So this is the second one down. So subscribe to the channel to see more reviews just like this one, and hope to see you all there.